Hi, I'm Megan Vermette, and I will be presenting to you the gender roles throughout different eras of our society. I will first be talking about gender roles in the colonial era. I will then proceed to talk about gender roles in the Victorian era, and I will finish with the modern era. In the colonial era, men and women had distinct roles. Women were responsible for household chores and taking care of the kids, and the men were seen with outside work. So if they had farms, they would be working at the farms, and they were also the ones that had a career. They could have career in medicine, in law. They were involved in politics. So the men were had more freedom than the women in the colonial era. We would see more these rules being followed in the urban side of things in the society, and in the rural, so more the countryside, women were able to help the men out doing outside work as well, but they were still not allowed to have any careers. They had no rights whatsoever. In the Victoria era, it was way more stricter than in the colonial, so the gender norms became stricter. So their roles were seen as two different side of things. So the men were allowed to have careers and to do more of the labor work. The women their only roles were to still take care of the children and to take care of the house. These two different spheres that we call them, they were used to deny women any rights in politics. They were not allowed to get careers whatsoever, so these spheres were used against them. And this is when we saw the suffrage movement became so popular by women that would fight for their rights. In the modern era, it became more freedom would be happening because of the suffrage movement. So we would see, especially in the First and Second World War, the men were going to war, so the women had to step in the industries to make weapon or whatever industries they were working in. They were allowed to work outside of their home, and they were allowed to be engaged in politics later on. And they were still getting not the same pay as men, but they would still make some money enough to survive. Gender roles in today's society, it's still a bit tricky. Some jobs are still only seen as it's a men's job or it's a woman job, and it will always be an ongoing battle to receive the same treatment and being treated equally at their jobs and to receive equal pay. This is still an ongoing battle, and women are still fighting for this right of being paid the same as the men for doing the same exact job. And thank you.